Yo guys, what is up? And in today's video we are going to be explaining what should have won Game of the Year in 2022. So we're going to be breaking down Elden Ring first, and then we'll go into God of War. But okay, the plus sides for Elden Ring: got better gameplay. I'm going to be brutally honest, I love God of War's gameplay, but I love Elden Ring's even more. And also another one is the progression system in Elden Ring. It's really good. It's probably one of the best I've played. You know, getting levels feels like, you know, it just feels like an achievement, just getting levels. So that's on the plus side. Now for story, it's got a good story, but I don't know if I'd put it up there with God of War. I really do like the story of how you're basically hated by everyone, and you've got to go look for the what's it called? You got to go look for the Elden Ring. But yeah, I haven't got most of the other endings. I've only got the what's it called? The one where you become the Elden Lord. But I'll probably go for the other ones eventually. But yeah, another thing I like more about Elden Ring than God of War, I'm gonna say it is really close, but I really love Elden Ring's visuals. Like, they're just so good. Like, the sights you can see in this game, just looking out at the open is just like mind-blowing. Yeah, it just looks beautiful, the game does. And how could I forget about the main attraction, the boss fights? The boss fights are some of the most unique I've seen in gaming. I do love the God of War boss fights as well. It is kind of tough, but you know, Elden Ring's whole thing is boss battles, and like most I'm gonna say most because Godskin Duo and Fire Giant, but most of them are really well developed and have very good, like, you know, when you get to half HP, they suddenly like switch to a completely different moveset, and it makes you have to learn it, which is just really a really good system in the game to have. So now we're on to God of War. Now this game, it came out back in 2022, so did Elden Ring, but I played it when it first released, and god, the vibes of this game were crazy. So I'm just going to give it vibes, because when I first played it, it was such a good experience, and this boss fight I'm showing on screen was literally one of the best. So a point to God of War for that. Now I'm going to give God of War story, because obviously it's a no-brainer. This story was absolutely amazing, and just the dynamics between most characters. So that's 2 points already, dynamics and story. I love the bond between Kratos and Atreus. It really just does bring out the best in the story. Now with positives, it does come negatives. Like I said, Elden Ring does have the better boss fights, but that does not mean these are still incredible. These boss fights are like nearly as good as Elden Ring's. But still, I'm going to have to deduct a point because it's not got the best boss battles. Well, it's got good boss battles, but not as good as Elden Ring. So 1 point deducted. Now, God of War Ragnarok has higher peaks than Elden Ring in my opinion. It has like some of the highest peaks in gaming in my opinion. Like, just the way some of the characters work together and just the whole story, it runs smoothly throughout. There's not really any bad parts apart from Ironwood, but that's one bad part in like a near perfect game. So like, I'm just going to give it that. Another easy one to decide is character development. Kratos has some of the greatest character development throughout all God of War games. I feel like, you know, it wasn't as much in this one because he had already gone through most of it in 2018, getting back to Blades of Chaos. But still, it's so good to see him go from such like a evil, cold-hearted person into somebody who's a loving father, which is a very good way to conclude the story for Ragnarok. And I hopefully they do continue it in the future games. And with that, the final scores are on the screen. Congratulations to God of War. Personally, I loved it. Like, you know, it was really hard actually, because I didn't think Elden Ring was going to be as good as it was. But they both did blow me away as games. But God of War overall, I think, had the better experience. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments and what your personal game of the year was. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.